Hey everybody, this is June the 8th, 2024. I felt like I needed to do a video today about Morgellons because there have been a lot of people sending me comments about their Morgellons in their scalp and how they're losing their hair. So it looks like there's a lot more Morgellons starting to pop up now in people. Now I know I've got videos about this, but I wanted to do another one today for the newcomers, the new people who are starting to have the symptoms of Morgellons. Morgellons, usually the symptoms start in the head because the head is the central location for Morgellons. That's the headquarters. In other words, once the nanotechnology gets embedded down in the scalp, that makes it easy for them to take over your brain, your mind. And once they take over your brain, see, then they can control and take over the whole body. So Morgellons, the first symptoms is going to be crawling, intense crawling and stinging and itching sensations in the scalp, in the head region. And then later, it moves to the rest of the body. But sometimes it may start somewhere else in the body, but most of the time, Morgellons symptoms start in the head area. Now, if you don't get any of these Morgellons symptoms, like if you don't get any crawling sensations in your head, or you don't get any itching or stinging sensations in your head, then you don't know that you have the nanotechnology in your body. In other words, if you don't get Morgellons, you don't know, because Morgellons is the alert from your body letting you know that there's an intruder, and it's pushing it out, okay? With Morgellons, you're going to see the nanotechnology start coming out. You might just start feeling like, with me, I know it started with the crawling and the itching and the stinging in the head, the torment, okay? And then later on, I started feeling like there was something jumping off of my body. It felt like fleas or something jumping off my body. And it was intense. Once it started, it was everywhere, okay? So there was something coming out of my body and then jumping off of my body, okay? It was coming out of my head. And you're going to see, when it starts coming out, you'll see like little things that look like grains of sand, little white granules that looks like sand. You're going to see some fibers come out. They may be black, some of them may be blue, some of them may be red, or they might be multicolored. You're going to see some little black things that look like small pieces of metal come out. And I believe that this is the actual, well, I don't know. It's all nanotechnology. But these little black things, there seem to be more of them. Them and the black things and the little sand crystals. There seems to be more of them than anything else, or at least it was with me. But you're also going to see some other things that might look like insects come out. You're going to see a white fungus coming out. It's going to look like a white fuzz. It may start coming out of your arms. And once you start doing the detox, you're going to see it coming out of your head, okay? You're going to break out in sores, okay? Once the detox starts, or once the Morgellons or the nanotechnology starts coming out of your head and out of your body, you're going to see sores because the nanotechnology breaks through the skin. It causes a sore, okay? And these sores are very painful. Sometimes they may form and look like blisters at first in your scalp or on the rest of your body. They may look like blisters, and then they're going to burst, they're going to rupture, and then it'll start forming a big sore that'll eventually will scout over. When you see these sores break out, that is how you know that The nano is coming out of the body, okay? This is what you want. Yes, as painful and as agonizing and as tormenting as it is, this is what you want. You want it to come out. Because if you don't get it out and it stays in your head and it stays in your body, then they're going to be able, the powers that be are going to be able to take control of you by using the frequencies, okay? So you want to get it out. If you don't see any sores right now, but you're just having the intense crawling and stinging and itching, and don't misunderstand me, this will be torment. You will be tormented day and night. It will demand your attention. You won't be able to do anything else except do something about your torture, okay? This is Morgellons. Now, some people have a milder form, but still, even with the milder forms, they're still going to have the itching and the stinging and the crawling. If you're not being tormented and you don't have these things coming out of your body, then you don't have Morgellons, okay? If the nanotechnology stays in the body and it's not coming out, you're going to get sick with something else. You could start having nervous, when it hits the central nervous system, you can start having nerve problems with your nerves. You might start having a lot of anxiety. You might start having a lot of pain in the body. You might start having chest pains. You might start having breathing problems. You might start having headaches. You might start having seizures. You could even have a stroke, a heart attack, a brain aneurysm. There's no limit to what you can have once the nanotechnology gets impacted in the body and it's not coming out. And I want to do another video later about not for people who have Morgellons, but for people who are just getting sick and they don't know why. Okay, the people that don't know that they have this nanotechnology in their body, they're just getting sick. Like I have a niece right now who has started, just recently, she started having extreme itching all over her body. Now she's not seeing anything come out, and she is having a rash. She's breaking out in a rash, and she's itching. Now, I think she might be having some breathing problems, some other symptoms, but she's not having the symptoms of Morgellons. Now, if she starts having the stinging, the itching, the crawling sensation 24/7, in her head and all over, then that means she's getting Morgellons, okay? But right now, she's just having itching. And she's been to the doctor, and they've given her all kind of medication for it, and nothing's helping, okay? I've been trying to talk to her, but I really don't know if she's really believes anything I tell her. But she recently had an upgrade made to her internet. She recently upgraded to I call it the Biden internet, but it's the fiber optic internet. She recently upgraded to that. And now she's starting to have some reaction to the frequencies, okay? Now, I know they tell you that the fiber optic internet is safe and it doesn't give off EMFs and all of this. That's how they sell it, okay? But what they don't tell you is that the 5G millimeter wave, it has to have a lot of fiber optic, okay? The fiber optic cables is the backbone for the 5G signal. So when you get this fiber optic internet pulsing through your house, you're actually got that 5G signal pulsing through your electrical system. That's all I'm going to say about that, because I'm not an expert on it, but I know a little bit. So, enough about that. So the people who are just now starting to get Morgellons, and they're having the itching, the stinging, and the crawling in their head, you want to start doing the Epsom salt baths right now, and you want to soak your entire body in the Epsom salt, including your head. If you don't want to use Epsom salt, you can use baking soda. okay? Because over time, the Epsom salt will dry out your hair, so you might want to start using the baking soda for the head. But the Epsom salt, I use the Epsom salt. I soaked my head in Epsom salt for years, you know. And it didn't, my hair really didn't start drying out till like years later. But anyway, you need to know your hair will fall out, okay? If you have Morgellons disease, your hair will fall out, okay? Once the nanotechnology starts pushing out of your skin, it's going to remove the roots of the hair. The hair is going to fall out. The hair will grow back, though. Once you get all of the nanotechnology out of your scalp that's built up in there, your hair will start to grow back. You know, it will. I mean, I lost almost all my hair. My hair was so thin, and I was looking so bad till people actually thought I was dying, you know. And I thought I was dying, because back then, when I first got Morgellons, I didn't know what it was, and I thought I was dying. So I had already convinced myself I'm dying. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to try to make myself as comfortable as I can, do whatever I can to stop this torment, this itching and this crawling, and wait to die. That's what I was doing. But I got so bad, I got so sick, and I looked so bad because all my hair was falling out and my body was covered in sores, and I was so skinny. I mean, I was like skin and bones. No matter how much I ate, I couldn't gain my weight back. It's like it was killing me. But by the grace of God, I turned things around. I got up out of that bed and I started doing things to fight back, okay? And you can do this, okay? If Morgellons will kill you if you let it. Yes, it will. You've got to make a decision whether you want to live or die. You get up and you start fighting back. There's lots of things you can do. But the first thing you want to do is you want to get right with God. Make that connection with God within you, and God will show you everything to do to protect yourself, and He'll pull you through it. Okay? But I don't want to get on that. You can expect for the sores to break out in your head, and then after you start removing it from your head, then you're going to see the nanotechnology coming out of the body. If you're soaking your whole body and your head in the Epsom salt or the baking soda, you're going to start to see the nanotechnology coming out of the body. Okay? Once the nano starts coming out of the body, like I said, you're going to see the sores break out all over your body. You may be completely covered in them. I was. This is going to be horrifying. Not only is it tormenting, 24/7 torment, but it also affects you mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So it's kind of, if you have a severe case like I did, you're going to go through kind of like a death process, because your whole body is going to be pretty much destroyed or broken down from the inside out, and then later on it'll start rebuilding. Okay, this is Morgellons. Okay, this is how Morgellons work. Morgellons has a physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual aspect to it. You'll find this out. If you have Morgellons, you'll find this out as you go. As you move through this journey, you will find all this out. But right now, I want to point out to you what you can expect. You can expect the sores to break out on your head, expect the sores to break out on your whole body, while the nanotechnology is coming out. You've got to get it out. Castor oil, in the early days, when I would get out of the bathtub doing my Epsom salt, I would just cover my body with, back then I had Vaseline. Vaseline will help with the itching and the stinging and the crawling, and the castor oil will help The only bad thing about it is the Vaseline in the castor oil. It will ruin your clothes, so you're going to want to make sure you have some old clothes that you don't care about ruining if you use the Vaseline or the castor oil, because it will ruin them. Anyway, I'd put on some old sloppy clothes after I got out of the tub and put the Vaseline all over my body. I'd put on some old sloppy clothes and go to bed, or take my Benadryl and my Tylenol and go to bed. So, if you don't want to use the Epsom salt or the baking soda in your water, that's what I recommend, because that's what I use, okay? I won't recommend anything that I haven't used. Now, I did use the borax in the bath water, but I did not soak my head in the borax, okay? I don't know what it'll do, but I didn't trust it. I didn't trust the borax with my hair and my head, so I only used it when I soaked my body. For my head, I soaked it in the Epsom salt and baking soda. That's all I soaked my head in. I did use other things. I experimented with other things for the rest of my body, like the borax and the alfalfa and the sun detergent. I used that. I used peroxide in my water. I even put bleach in my water. See, what else did I do? Sometimes I would add essential oils to my water. Anything that I could get that I knew that would penetrate the skin, and draw the nanotechnology out. So there's a lot of things you can use. You may know something better that you can use in your water. But I'm telling you right now that any kind of salt, Epsom salt, if you can get the Dead Sea salt or the ice cream, any kind of salt in your water is the best thing to use to draw out the nanotechnology. And like I said, you are going to have to get it out of your head. If you don't get it out of your head, okay, if you just soak in the Epsom salt and you don't soak your head, then you're defeating the whole purpose, because you got to get it out of your head first, because this is the control center. Yes, you got to remove it from the whole body, but if you don't get it out of the head first, then it's going to come back, okay? It's going to stay in your head, and it's going to move, continue to move and infect your whole body. So you've got to get it out of your head. So for those people who are losing their hair to Morgellons, yes, you are going to lose your hair. Expect it, okay? But it will grow back. It will grow back. That's all I can say. I mean, it's terrible. It's a horrifying process, but there is some good that comes out of it. If you stay in there, if you roll with the punches, you go with the flow, you work to remove the nanotechnology from the body, I promise you, you will survive Morgellons, and you will come out victorious, okay? You will come out better. You will be transformed from the inside out. Physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, you will have a spiritual awakening. That's all I want to say today, guys, is that I'm noticing that there's more people getting Morgellons, and I expected this to happen. I thought it would happen sooner than this, but now people are starting to have more symptoms of Morgellons, which means that more people are awakening spiritually. They're having a spiritual awakening, okay? When you get Morgellons, you're having a spiritual awakening. The light within you is waking up, and it's screaming. When you get these sensations of your body, it's your body saying, help, there's an intruder. Help, get it out. That's all. I love you guys.